Oh my, this is scary. Welcome back to this old greenhouse here in East Tennessee. Y'all, it's hot. I think I said that about 50 times on my last video, but it's not changed much. It is really hot today. I think it's supposed to be close to 95. And it is just June. It is the second day of summer. And generally, June is pretty tolerable. But it's like an August style June here, and it's just not letting up. But it's not winter and it's not raining, so embrace it. All right, I went grocery shopping this morning, not for plants, but I went to Walmart and they had some plants there that I liked. I was like, I'm just gonna walk out to the garden section just for a minute, and then I left with 2 plants. Y'all, these are succulents. They're stone crop, and I love succulents that are perennials. I actually love all succulents, but I'm really starting to get into putting succulents in my flower garden. Succulents have such cool blooms, and the blooms will turn pink when they mature, and the bees will be all over them, and they'll be spreading, and I just love them. Like, for instance, this is one of my Echeveria raindrops, and it's got some really pretty blooms right now. These happen all year long in my greenhouse, just off and on. They are just always happy, and there's just so many succulents. Just, you could never have all of the varieties of them. There are so many, and they're always look like that, little rosettes, and you know, they're never spent and done. They're just always propagating, always growing, and there's lots of ranges of colors. Like in the fall, when the temperatures start really rebounding, like at night it's cold and the daytimes are warm, that's when they really bring out their color. They start blushing, and I guess it stresses them, and the colors really come out, and they are so pretty. This one is called a wildfire stone crop. It's a sedum. So if you really like that one, look that up. I got it at Walmart. Now this is the sedum Autumn Joy. It's another stone crop, and there are a lot of variations and varieties of these. So your leaf pattern might look a little bit different on some of these, but these are good ground covers. This one does have some height to it, but it will spread, as with this one. I think I'm just going to stick them out in the bed here and just start filling in. That is another one. This is another type of Autumn Joy sedum, and it is so pretty. And look at the green on that, and it will stay like this until it starts blooming, which will give it a different look. It may blush a little bit in the fall and get a little bit different color. But the bees are going to love this one. I know they are, because my neighbor had some of this and they loved it. And I love this one because the color on it, and it's really going to pop as it fills out and covers the ground. It's got a really pretty pink color, and it even gets pinker with, you know, different times of year. It's probably going to have a little bit more color with it out here in this garden because it's full sun all the time, so succulents really love that. But they can also take shade too. They may look a little greener. I have a lot of stone crop sedums up front that thrive in more shaded areas. They can take snow and ice, and we've had 2 past winters that had some really big cold spells, and my sedums were fine. They pulled through, no problems at all. I won't be planting these right now because it's insanely hot. Y'all, look at this sunflower. It is so cool. Let me see if I can raise my camera up and y'all can see it. Look at that. So I told you about the greenhouse project that we're doing on the last video. If y'all are just catching it now, then go back to the last video. I talk about what we're doing, but I have just ordered 3 windows to go in this panel right here because this is the only panel that's smaller. All the other ones are the same size. This is what we ended up with right here, and I could not find a 12 by 60 inch window. I mean, I probably could have had one specially made, but it would have been too expensive, and there's really no need. So I went on a website that deals with sheds and greenhouses and different types of smaller buildings like that, and I found a 12 by 18 window, and I thought, oh, well, maybe I could put a couple in here, and we're gonna put 3 of them. They should fit, and they all open up, so I thought that'd be kind of cool here on the end. And then we're gonna put one window, big window in each of these, and they all open up. I can't wait to have it all open throughout the entire summer. It'll be so nice. Y'all can check out the temperature. Hot, hot, hot. But if I didn't have a vent fan in here, it would probably be way, way, way over 100, and that would not be good. It is hot. We're nearing the end of June, and this has just been the hottest June that I can remember. And it is about 95 today. And I've been sitting inside thinking, oh, I really want to go outside and do some stuff. My garden is getting out of control. I've not weeded down there in a while just because it's been so hot, even in the late hours. And I need to go down there. I've got some cardboard laying in some of the rows, but not enough to fill all of it up, so I've got weeds creeping in. I need to go pull those, and I got to stake some tomatoes. I noticed a couple had fallen over last night. So those are some things I've got to do, and we are also narrowing in on starting our greenhouse project. I think my husband's going to work on it this evening. If you're building one for clarity, to be able to see out crystal clear, be able to clean it, do not get polycarbonate panels. This is Lexan. It is a 1/4 inch thick. We had a professional glass company cut the panels, then we went and picked them up, and like I said, when we first put them in, oh man, beautiful. And then in a year's time, the roof started getting clouded over, and after a lot of research and a lot of trial and error trying to get that cleaned off, I went and talked to a person a couple days ago. He told me what I was seeing, and if you can see up in there how clouded that is. He said that is not on the outside. He said that is on the inside. That is micro cracks. He said that is what this stuff does. It forms like a V shape. If you could look at it under a microscope, it penetrates inside the plastic, and there's no way to get it out. I mean, just absolutely no way. You might be able to buff it out like professionally, but I mean, who could sit there and buff all this out? And if it's gonna get like that again in a year's time, no point. So, I mean, really functionally, it's not causing any issue right now, but I really had this put in just so I could, you know, see out. This is gonna be my flower garden, you know, and in the wintertime, I love to sit in here, and I like to bird watch and look out here and all this stuff, and well, it's clouding over pretty bad. And it's starting here, and it's just kind of going up, and the roof has, you know, gets a lot of the heat. A lot of stuff that causes this is heat, UV rays, and humidity. So obviously some parts of it are worse than others, but eventually the roof, if I want to be able to see out again clear, we would have to do something up there too, and it would probably be some sort of skylight system. It is going to look different. It's kind of look more like a sunroom style here on this part, I think. But we have cedar on our house, so it's going to match that, and I think that's going to look really good. And this stuff lasts forever. I mean, it's super durable, and I like it. All right, guys, I have a zinnia bed right here that really needs to be worked on. Oh, look at this butterfly. But I've got to deadhead some of these because they're kind of spent. If you know anything about zinnias, they're kind of called cut and come again. So if you cut the spent ones, it'll give more energy into these new ones that are trying to open up. So that's what I'm going to do. And if you need to know when to cut them, basically you can cut them when they're spent like this. But I do have a little finch that's eating on these. So a lot of these are kind of eaten from my finches, but I do love the finches, so it's a trade-off. So anyways, when they're like that, you can cut those. And also some of these that are really tall, and when the limbs start getting really stiff, then you can cut those, and there'll be side shoots come up with more blooms. And what I do when I'm going to cut them, you know, I look at these and I go down right to where that splits right there, and I chop it. And then those two side shoots will take off. Got me a little deadheading wheelbarrow. Alright guys, it's go time on the greenhouse. My husband's home, and we're going to start our first little takedown session. We haven't got the supplies yet. We're gonna go pick them up tomorrow. The windows, the 2x4s for the framing, some screws, and the cedar. That'll be the last thing we do. But we're thinking it's gonna be about a 2-week time frame because my husband's doing it when he gets off of work. So, a little nervous, a little excited, a little nervous, both all in one. We do have an advantage right now though. It is shady back here, so it has helped it a lot. Actually, the humidity is a little bit lower. It kind of was lower last night when we were sitting out here, and it's not as bad right now. So that's a plus. Oh, I'm scared. Oh my, this is scary.
Well, the fun part.
What's that?
Trying to get this stuff out.
Holy mackerel. Came off easy. Alright, the first piece is out. Well, we've got 2 pieces of polycarbonate off. Now we're trying to get the trim off and the glue, which is kind of the most tedious part at the moment.
Take a 2x4, turn it side flat, and put it in between here. This one and that one. Come down, whatever, 60 inches. Put my window seal, and then put my jack studs in underneath it.
But we'll have to have the window.
I need the window.
Yeah.
So that I can measure and get all
Exact on
the
it.
measurements that they put on there.
No, I wouldn't either.
I want the actual physical, especially from somewhere like Lowe's. So yeah, do it with windows. It's just, you never know if the website's going to be true or not, and I really don't have to reframe anything unless I just absolutely have to.
Alright y'all, we're done tonight. Tomorrow we're going to do the framing of these 2 windows, and then the next night we're going to take a couple more off. I think we're going to be able to get 2 framed in a night maybe. We'll see how it goes, but that is the plan so far. It wasn't too bad getting them off. But yeah, alright, that's the update.